Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, and this is a bonus Sunday video for my subscriber by the name of Stretch. He asked me to make a video, and I believe he's definitely helping you guys, and he's helping himself by getting some more clarity on some of these things we seeing from women. They get mad at you, man. When they get mad at you for telling the truth, whatever happens, happens. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The first point I want to make, though, is there should not be any thoughts of any type of gender war. This ain't no gender war. This is whether or not you're going to do things the Creator's way. That's all it is. It's not a gender war. That's the devil trying to put that in people's mind. There is no gender war, man. There's people who are complying and people who are not. No gender war. That's all it is. It's people who are complying with the revealed words about how a relationship should be, and the people who are not. A woman ain't gonna go to hell for not submitting to a man. If a woman ends up in hell, it's not going to be because of that. That's why the Most High allowed men to have multiple wives and to divorce as so they choose. It's also why divorce was addressed by the Messiah. Because guys was divorcing their wives because they didn't want to have to take care. They would take on a wife, and they would divorce her because they already had these other ones, and that was their way. You know how jobs cut costs, so they lay people off? That's why some of those dudes was doing that. And that's why he said Moses permitted you because of the hardness of your hearts. But people misuse and twist that scripture, because he asked me to do a video on 3 things. Women who want protection without submitting, that's number 1. Women who are masculine is number 2. And women who say they don't need a man, number 3. So we're going to hit all 3 of those. We're going to hit all 3 of those. But I want to start by asking you a question. Number 1, what did the Son of the Most High say happens when the blind leads other blind? He said they both gonna fall in the ditch, right? So be careful with these content creators like Mr. Cape and Simple, telling you don't have to submit to a man. You clearly don't read historical books and you don't understand biblical history, because if a woman is a man's concubine even, she is supposed to submit to that man, and he has obligations as well to her. Now, what smart man will have a concubine who ain't going to submit to him? So we're going to get into that. Genesis 2:18 says, it is not good that a man should be alone. All y'all do is saying, man, I don't have to have no woman, this, that, and the other. You're right. You don't. But God knows more than you. He's saying if you got a woman who's helping you, it's good. But the way you translate scripture and the way you understand scripture is you have to look at the reverse of every scripture. So if he said it's not good that a man should be alone, I will make him a helper as his partner, then that's also saying that if she ain't going to help him, it's better for him to be alone. I can prove this. Proverbs 21:9 in the Message Bible says, it's better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome woman. Let's look up what the word quarrelsome is. Let's look up quarrelsome. Let's look it up. Definition. And y'all know, man, women gonna get emotional sometimes. So you just have to have the wisdom to know the difference between when you need to confront her for her emotionals and when you need to comfort her when she's getting emotional. See, that's why it says dwell with women in an understanding way. Because when you understand, you know that you can't always confront her when she's going through that womanly emotion. Sometimes you have to comfort her. Sometimes you have to confront her. In both, you the leader. So, definition of quarrelsome. Listen, y'all know how we do.
Quarrelsome.
Man, why is she sounding like, wait, hold on.
Quarrelsome.
Why that person sounding like that? Given to or characterized by quarreling. Quarreling means fight. Fighting is verbal fights, is physical fight. So he didn't go into details. He said it's just better to live on the corner of a roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Now, first point. A woman who does not submit to a man should not be his woman. Y'all listening to all these Luciferians and all these weirdo people who don't know what they need to know. And so y'all all over the place. There is a structure. There's an order. So I said she shouldn't be his woman. Therefore, no. He should not protect her. You should not protect a woman that won't submit to you. And you should tell her, you are a man. Learn how to talk and tell people tactfully the truth. Because again, dwell with her in an understanding way. If you dwelling with a woman, dwell with her in an understanding way. If she shuts down, I don't want to hear, you are not the man. If she does that, eventually you got a decision to make. You can't be with no woman that won't resolve problems and won't submit to your authority. Y'all be scared to see them cry. You cry, boo-hoo. You should have did what you were supposed to do. They been not gave you none. Went against everything you was trying to do, acted a fool on you, and then when you put them in court, get out of here, man. Trying to hear that. And then they getting humped by another dude, right? They doing all the stuff they could have did with their husband. He leaves. Now she want to call you when the thief's trying to climb through the window. Where my kids at? Oh, that's right. I got them this week. You on your own. Daddy, don't do that to mommy. No, she on her own. Because she could have submitted. She could have followed lead. These women trying to lead men. That is not God's way. I don't care what nobody say. It's not God's way. So, no, you shouldn't protect no woman who won't submit. Next point I want to make, if she refuses to submit, he does not have to provide for her either. You don't got to provide for them. But I'm still your wife. When the last time we had sex? 3 years ago? You ain't his wife. You been sleeping in a different room and you ain't had sex with him with 3 years. You's not his wife. He just ain't made it official yet. You unconsummating the marriage by not submitting and not becoming one in the flesh. Especially if you became one in the flesh with somebody else. See, stop listening to these evil people who tied to Satan and start listening to the truth and the people that's tied to the Most High or the Most High. What did he say? He said it's not good that man be alone. He'll give him a helper. Your job is to help. You don't want to help? Get you some cats. Meow. So, next point I want to make is women are XX. They are not supposed to be masculine. He asked about women that's being masculine. I don't care if you're a single mother. You still should be feminine, switching. You have to shoot. Remember the girl on Police Academy? Those of y'all in my age. Remember the black lady that was so feminine? With the curl? You supposed to be feminine regardless if you got a man in the house. Y'all got people, how can I say this, man? I'm telling you, YouTube be shadow banned. Let me see how I can say this. Y'all got people with the same parts trying to act like they got different parts. Well, I got mine. That don't count. A woman is not supposed to act masculine. Her power and her blessing is in her feminine energy. If she's trying to be masculine, she's even breaking her DNA probably. Her chemicals are definitely off balance. So I know they giving off all kind of smells when they cracks and crevices open up. But who keeping score? I ain't keeping score. That's them. I ain't keeping score. So no, a woman ain't supposed to be masculine. Even if they are unmarried. Like I put in the point, for a woman to be masculine, she is more than likely changing the chemical balances within herself. I'm flagging this video. I'm finna flag this. I ain't violating no community guideline. Y'all know why I keep doing this? I don't know if I'm losing weight, but my glasses been falling off. I gotta go and get these like tightened up a little bit or something, cause they, look at it. So I hope that helps you, Stretch. Shout out to you. Stretch showed me a lot of respect. Y'all hit the like button, man. Hey, listen, women ain't supposed to be acting like that. Well, if you be a man, that's not what the Bible teach. I'm not submitting to no broke man. That's not what the Bible teach. He don't ever take me nowhere. Okay. Well, learn what the marriage guidelines are, because you never know. You probably could get out of that marriage depending on him. You can remarry in certain situations. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Let's go to it in closing. Let's see. I had it pulled up. I want to go to marriage, the marriage scriptures. Deuteronomy 24, if you want to follow along. I'm going to read from the Message Bible. Deuteronomy 24. Yeah, I know I'm using my left hand. Hey, listen. I know how to use my left hand. It says this. If a man marries a woman, and then it happens that he no longer likes her because he has found something wrong with her, he may give her divorce papers, put them in her hand, and send her off. After she leaves, if she becomes another man's wife and he also comes to hate her, and the second husband also gives her divorce papers, puts them in her hand, and sends her off, or he should die, then the first husband who divorced her cannot marry her again. She has made herself ritually unclean, and her remarriage will be an abomination in the presence of God and defile the land with sin. It says, this land that God, your God, is giving you as an inheritance. Now, for those of you to say, man, you can't divorce your wife, yes, you can. But from a spiritually common sense standpoint, you should not divorce unless you just cannot reconcile. You cannot get the marriage on the line and the path that the Bible laid out for. So, that's why I read that. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. Hey, listen, in some situations, y'all women, y'all can remarry, but you got to do your research, because you can't go around, you done slept with them already on the sneak tip. So now you trying to provoke him to give you some divorce papers so you can remarry the next man. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. If you have any questions about this, as a man or a woman, I could break it right down for you. As a woman, I would advise you not to be rebellious and unsubmissive to your husband, because more than likely, now it says dwell with them in an understanding way. So sometimes the man be the reason. Sometimes it's true. But you gotta dig in and find out the facts of your relationship. Now, looking at some of the marriages in closing that I see. Tia Mowry, I want to talk about. Hers appears to be out of order. Just like if Steph we don't even know what's, because Steph do a good job of hiding. But if he puts away Aisha Curry, based on what I see, she better be careful remarrying. Because she out of order too. That some things seem like a joke, it's not. It's truth through humor, as Coach Grant called it. When she was trying to take her wedding ring off because she saw the muscle man, she gonna give up her marriage for one night with a muscle man. Somebody that's providing for her, protecting her. This might sound strange, but Steph can protect her more than he can. Because Steph can hire a security team or anything he need to do. These women is tripping. But anyway, I hope that helps you, Stretch. Shout out to Stretch. Shout out to all my other content viewers. Hit the like button, subscribe to the content, and most importantly, share. And another thing, try to let them ads play out a little bit, man. So we can get some revenue going here, man. And this is what y'all need to do as men to unsubmissive women, masculine women, and women who think you're supposed to protect them while they do nothing.